Hey everyone, it's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. I just arrived at the local flea market here in Syracuse, New York. Very excited to go out there, see if I can find some stuff. I got a few estate sales lined up to hit up after this. So hopefully find some treasures, find some goodies today after yesterday's disappointment at the 50-mile long garage sale. If you missed my video from last night about getting cash receipts and what to do when someone won't sign a cash receipt, check that out. I kind of explain why yesterday was a dud, but back in familiar territory now and hoping for some success. So let's get out there and see if we can find anything good. So very nice day here, beautiful weather. You could see here compared to last week, if you remember, that the vendor booths are much more filled up. So should be much more to pick from in terms of selection. So looking forward to strolling up and down here, seeing what kind of things we could find. So it's worth taking a look at these things and you know, moving things apart, just everything under a table for $1, because you know, you could find something like this, which I've talked about before in other videos, but this is called a trivet. And basically, you know, you just put like hot food on top of it in terms of like a hot plate or a hot bowl. And something like this will sell for around $16, $17. So to pick it up for $1 is good. I actually have another one with a different slogan. You'll see these around. Some of them will go up to around 20 bucks. They'll ship out first class, so definitely you just want a quick, easy flip. It's a good type of item to pick up, even if it has a little bit of a wear on it. That's okay. You can clean up a little bit too. Just as a tip, you see electronics like this, it says works great. It very well may, but it may not. And if you don't have a way to test it, don't pick it up. Definitely should test it first. Just keep your eye out though when you're at these flea markets, because you never know, you know, like a place like this where you'll come across some electrical outlets where you could do some testing. So it might not be immediately next to where you need to do the testing, but you just got to move the unit over a couple tables and you know, there you'll find your place for testing. Like, you know, what I just showed you in terms of that little electronic device was right over here. Okay, right there. So you'd actually have to walk it over here to do the testing. I'm not interested in testing that at all. I'm just showing you as an example, just as a tip. Wow, you never know what you're gonna find at a flea market. I mean, that is super cool. An original traffic light, $200, so you're not gonna ship that on eBay. That would be if you had a good market to do this in, like, you know, Craigslist, or if you had a shop or a store, that would be really nice to get. But it just goes to show whatever, you know, type of business model you have. If you have a store or shop, you know, consider flea markets to go places for sourcing. I absolutely love this sign for $10. There's no comps on it, but it has a ship on it. It has an old date on it. Of course, that's not the original date. And it has Irish ale and food. A few little scuffs on it and stuff, but it'll clean up nice. And I think it'll be a good profit, especially with the 3D aspect of this wood popping out like that. Really nice for a restaurant, man cave, something like that. Definitely gonna pick this one up. And if you're new, just starting out, don't get suckered into these kind of high prices at flea markets. This is not something that should even really be present at a flea market with these types of prices. Just way too high and not what people are looking for at a flea market. All right, and we've got Kevin Fairbanks here. He's set up. He's got a bigger operation this week than he did last week. Everything for $1. We'll catch him doing a transaction right here. He's just got tons of stuff that he opened up, from cell phones and cell phone accessories, all sorts of things in these bins. We'll talk to him right now, see what he's got to say. Kevin, what's going on, man?
Hey.
What do we got going on?
Another dollar day.
Another dollar day?
Yep. And it's lots of dollars in my pocket.
That's awesome.
So,
that's awesome.
The teller at the bank's beginning to think I'm a stripper. I keep walking in with stacks of ones to deposit in the bank account.
Yeah. Just don't walk in with high heels and
Nope.
we'll be all right.
Nope.
So what do we got in the bins today?
A little bit of everything. We brought down more cell phone cases. We emptied out our entire pallet of cell phone cases and brought them down.
Okay.
People were asking for charging cables and chargers for the phones, tablets. So we brought some of them. We brought some miscellaneous electronics. So
all right.
let me grab this guy's down.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
I'm just gonna peruse through the bin, see what we got in here.
The charging cables went like crazy. I had a lady walk up this morning and buy 20 of them.
Okay.
She couldn't believe they were all $1.
So that's a good tip for people: charging cables, cell phone covers.
This is very expensive.
$1.
Let's see what else we got in here. Tablets for iPad and Kindle Fire, cases, waterproof cases. Let's see, what else? You can just see actually inside of here what we've got. These are coming out of bulk pallets. And here, $1 each. Everything here, $1. iPhone cases, iPhone X. So he's got them sorted in these bins by the type of phone. So that's a good strategy also to help people find these things a little bit easier. Let's flip over to the other side, which I think is more miscellaneous type of stuff. Kind of like you don't know what you're going to find until you look in there. So let's see here. Got a little crochet twist. I think we saw this one last week, so this one isn't selling. Jewish holiday memory game. I didn't even know they made something like that. Interesting. Just very, very random things. But you could see someone picking something like this up for $1. A little accessory kit for, if you brought your daughter along here, she wants a little, present, you pick that up for $1. Just those types of things. So, and there's the tent again, So just wanted to update you. Kevin's just kind of growing this operation here and doing really well. This is a good example of how you cannot get emotionally attached to an item. I went to Lemoyne College, which most of you have probably not heard of before, but it's located in Syracuse, New York. These vintage basketball programs are so cool. You rarely see them. One of them did sell online recently for $9. Problem is she wants $10 a piece for them. So even trying to get a bulk deal on them, it just won't be worth it. So I'm gonna pass up on them, but I just thought they were just super cool. I guess this is the day for signs because I just picked up 5 more of those Jack Daniel's signs. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, and you are new, I picked these 3-dimensional Jack Daniel's signs. They're 3-in-1 signs, holographic signs. They're really cool. The blonde is what sells this particular sign, as you can tell. I get them for $10 a piece, and I sell them for anywhere between $55 and $75. It just depends. So there's 4 more of them right here. So that was a $50 investment, and actually I just used the $50 from yesterday from a 42-inch television that I sold. It was just an old TV of mine that I sold on Craigslist, so I just used that to invest it into the signs. And this sign that's laying right here, I didn't show you the back of it before, but it's really cool. I mean, solid wood construction, hangs right off of this hook right here. Now, normally I would be interested in these. The problem is the condition issues are just too significant to get past. They're too dirty. They're just too damaged. You open them up, there's all sorts of rips and stuff in them. It's just too much dirt and grime on top of them. So I'm not gonna be able to make a deal on these, even for $20 for the whole lot. Just not gonna be able to do it. Okay, we are done with the flea market. I am about a block away from an estate sale that I'm gonna be going to in about 15 minutes. So it starts at noon. Now, the reason why it's starting at noon as opposed to the normal start time for the person who runs these sales on Sundays, which is at 11, is because it's in a small house. So it's even not running as long as it normally does. Normally goes till 5. This sale is only going from 12 to 3. The reason I'm at this sale is for a few reasons. One, it's in a city where I find tons of great stuff. I've done very well historically in this city. Two, the person who runs this estate sale I have a very good working relationship with. She knows I'm a reseller. She makes great deals for me. So I'm super excited to go, and I try to support her as much as possible whenever she's running a sale. Now, the problem for me though was that this sale, again, started at noon, but I knew I was going to be sourcing, and since it's a small house, I wanted to make sure this time I got on the list. A lot of times I just don't get on the list, the sign up list, for various reasons. But normally they do the list that you could sign up for the day before for the person who runs this particular sale. However, there was a difference today in which they had the sign up list starting at 11. So that posed a problem for me because I knew I was going to be at the flea market. So fortunately, my wife, Mrs. Primetime, was able to get here at 11 and put my name on the list along with hers. That's been cleared with them, that they let us do that. Some places don't. And also my daughter, Little Miss Primetime's here as well. And that's one of the reasons they're there. They're not just doing it purely to help me out. There's also some things that they want that they saw in the ads online. But it's a good example of how you could try to coordinate things with a spouse so that you could be off in one area doing something and then, have this aspect being taken care of by somebody else. So just a way to kind of delegate and try to multitask. So just a little tip to pass on to you. Now I'm going to head on over to the line and get in that sale. We are number 20 and 21. This is the house, just so you can get a sense of the size of it. Like I was telling you, it is pretty small. These little cast iron stoves do very well. This one is $4, and these go for about $40, so definitely gonna pick this one up. I'm gonna pick this up for $10. Very good. Put a lot of stuff in here. Let's open this up, and you can just see there's a ton of room. Definitely use this to store inventory. So let's pull off this tag, and we're all set. So I'm gonna pick this up too. I mean, for $1, it's totally worth it. It has a nice vintage look to it. It's a cat with a ball of yarn, and it holds something. I mean, it might be a letter holder or something. I'm not exactly sure, but for $1, and it's pretty light. There's such a huge following of people who love cats that I'm definitely gonna pick this up. Should get a decent return on investment on it. Okay, so I have the trunk loaded in the Primetime Treasure Mobile. Super excited. Can't wait to get this back and start loading inventory into here. Found out what this cat is for. This is actually a vintage piece to hold your eyeglasses. So someone's definitely going to purchase for that reason. And so glad to get that piece. And going to load up and head off to the next sale. Now I'm at what should be the last sale of the day. It's an estate sale. Looks like it's packed. It's only running for a few hours as well. Only today, so hopefully there's some good stuff in there. The person who runs this sale, this is the guy who does not negotiate. He doesn't allow for any haggling. So that can make it a little tough, and you have to pay up a little bit more compared to the average estate sale. That being said, I still have done very well at his sale. If you've been watching my channel for a while, the last time I was here was when I bought all those Billikens from the Royal Order of Jesters. That's this person. So we'll see what I find this time. Beautiful rustic scene here in central New York. Moving over to the left, we've got our estate sale sign, and looks like there might be a barn here for some picking. So I'll look in that as well if that's the case. If not, the house is right here to the left. So we're gonna head on in and see if we get anything out of there. You have to be careful in places like this because these nails, I mean, you get up too fast, these nails go right through your head. So some of the dangers of going into attics at estate sales. Just not having any luck here. I mean, the stuff here is either just not the style that I'm looking for, or that I know most people on eBay are looking for, or it's just overpriced stuff, or stuff that nobody wants, like this Kodak item here. Nobody wants anything like that. So a lot of the rooms are pretty bare. So my last hope is that maybe there's something in the basement. So we'll head over there, see if I can find anything. Another danger of these estate sales are these very steep stairs, so you got to really be careful.
Oh no, it's to remove stains.
That's what she said. Nope. Okay, so let's come out of here. There's one more little shed. See if there's anything in here. And no, just as I suspected, carrying on with the theme of the day, there is nothing good here. I will go for these oil cans when they're good, but this is not a good company. This 3-in-1 is very common and it's dented in, so it's not worth picking up. So, time to call it quits on this one.